Hello, welcome back to the Huckleberry Hideaway Homestead. I'm your host, Jordan. Doing some inside work today. We just got 8 inches of snow, and it's like 2 degrees outside right now, so not much for outside type work, obviously. So I did some plowing this morning, and now I'm working on some inside stuff. So this is what I've been doing. Putting up, I'm in the bathroom right now. I'm working on putting up insulation in between the wall to the closet, which is right here, and then also doing some in these cavities facing the front of the building. So this is encapsulated insulation. I'll show you here. It's got plastic on both sides, so it's got like a vapor barrier, and it helps with moisture issues or control. And since this is a bathroom, and we do have a fan that works really well in here, but just to be on the safe side, running the encapsulated stuff. So the reason we're doing this is not for like keeping warmth in here or anything. It's mainly for sound insulation purposes. Obviously with a small space, bathroom is right here. If we have friends, family over, want people to be able to use that in privacy. We put the door in, which hopefully you saw. It's inside the pocket right here, which just with that closed and the one layer of insulation on the other, or sheetrock on the other side, it helps quite a bit. But and adding the other sheetrock will add to that as well, the sound insulation. However, figured while we have these open still, not too expensive to add, pick up a couple rolls of insulation and get this insulated. So again, mainly, or the whole purpose of it is sound insulation, not for insulation like warmth, temperature, or anything. So I did some foam here, this really small space, and I'm going to do the same right here, but everywhere I can I'm just running the actual insulation itself. You can also see a couple other things I did today. That piece of wood there, it's like a half of a 2x4, and that I just did to brace that joint that's up there. Drywall joint is right underneath that. So I figured while we had, just to give it more stability, something to screw to there instead of just leaving it an unsurfaced joint there. I did the same thing right here. You can see the joint goes across. Just put a 1x4 right there. So it's something to screw to and give it a little more strength. So that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna do this cavity. This long cavity here is next. Said I'll get a can of spray foam to do that little chunk. I've already got this done. It just has to be stapled up. I'm gonna do that piece, and then there's a couple pieces down towards the corner here of this wall. I also did put a little brace in right here on the back of the shower wall before we sheetrock that, just for a toilet paper holder. And I'm gonna do another one on the back side there for towel holders. So probably not necessary. The 5/8 sheetrock is very strong, but while we have it open, I've got scrap pieces, I might as well do it. So that's what we're up to today. You can see outside maybe some snow. Megan's hanging out with Greta, the land shark. Greta, say hi.
Hi.
So anyway, that's what we're just doing, some inside stuff. I'm gonna get working on some sheetrock. So I showed that insulation before. I'm gonna start by hanging that piece up on the top, and then I'm gonna hang this piece. It's gonna come down to about here. I'll have a brace that I'm gonna put in right here, 1x4. Run a piece up there, and get a piece here. Hoping to just kind of finish this wall, get that top piece in so I can hang this first one. Got a full sheet to put across right here, a small piece and a small piece. I'm actually going to put this piece up too, that way I can get a good hopefully joint across from this next one. So I'm going to cut this one that top one, that little guy, and then these wall pieces here. I also need to throw some insulation in this, so do that quick. It's like pretty nice weather today, 40 something degrees, so I'm just going to do all the cuts outside, and you can see our door hanging out here, which is awesome. So I'm hoping the next couple weeks to get this bathroom totally hung. Another update for you guys. Got this big guy hung. Pretty happy with that. It's kind of a bear to get it in there. I got a little bit more of a gap on this side than I want, but I think it'll still work out. So she is up. Awesome. Now I'm gonna knock out this little guy, this little guy, and then maybe get some of these cut. Actually, I might do this side of the shower too. We'll see. Alright, checking back with you guys on progress. Let's see, got that top piece, this wall, and then I got this piece on the side of the shower. So the next pieces I need to do is, this is a full sheet with 2 cutouts, and then there's a short sheet there. And then I can finish, once I get those up, I can finish this back wall. After that's done, which I'm not sure if I'll get to that today or not, even this top piece, it's going to get a little more challenging. I can also get this piece in, be kind of around the door a little bit. But then it's going to get challenging because I've got basically left would be 2 full 4-foot wide sheets, which I'm probably going to have to cut short, put in the short piece and then the long piece, and there'll be a joint in there just because I can't, even with this vanity out of the way, I'm not going to be able to round this corner and get in there. And this vanity is going to have to move as well before I can get to that next, all this. So I think that's going to be a weekend project, a lot of prep work to get this whole area cleaned out, and then hopefully I can just come in and get the whole thing hung. But all in all, pretty happy so far with the progress. I'm regretting not insulating the wall. So this wall is insulated, obviously. The closet, between the closet and where the bed is, I didn't insulate that. And for probably 50 bucks I could have, and that was dumb. Not that it's necessarily super loud or anything, but I can just tell the sound of that versus that more echoey sound. So I think it was a good idea to insulate. So that's it for now. Like I said, I'm going to work on maybe getting some measurements, cutting this piece. This one's going to suck. And then I can work on, this is my 48-inch mark from that top corner. Transfer that across to try to get this. But this will be one sheet that kind of goes all the way that way. And then it'll be a couple kind of short pieces that go there. So all in all, not too bad. It's only 2 o'clock here. We've been working for about maybe 5-6 hours, so pretty happy. And we got our nice seafoam green. Alright guys, it's the end of the day. Done with what I'm doing for the day. We got this big sheet, several screws in it anyway. It's probably a good thing you guys weren't here when we were hanging that, because that was some cussing and fighting. That was not fun. And then, you know, as usual, my holes were really good, but just a shade off, so I had to do some trimming up there. Made kind of a mess, but I wasn't going to try to pull that back down. So anyway, it's up. It's got several screws in it, so it ain't going anywhere. Ooh, man, that was the hardest sheet we've hung yet, and it was Megan and I. It was very difficult. So excited to be done with that. Tomorrow, before I have to head to work, I'm gonna hang that piece, finish screwing this up. I gotta run some longer screws for this light to clip onto, because this machine screws are too short. Greta, of course, has been a handful the whole time we're trying to do this. I'm sure you can hear. And then I'm gonna hang this sheet and that sheet there and see if I can get some of this stuff on the windows done, or on the window. Then it's kind of just some trim pieces around the shower, and then that back wall and the stuff that's behind this vanity, which is gonna suck too, because we're gonna have to move like a lot of the stuff out of here to get this hung. So that's gonna be a whole lot of fun. Anyway, still pretty happy with the progress for the day. Got quite a bit hung in this room, which my goal was to have all the sheetrock hung by end of February. So about a month. I think we started in January, so about 2 months. A little bit less than that, actually. Didn't quite get there, but pretty close. And of course saved the best for last, this bathroom. So it's gonna be interesting. But you know, it's one thing too, just thinking about, it's like, in the moment some of these things are far from fun, but the sort of the journey, and I'm sure Megan would say the same thing, kind of the journey of doing all this stuff and the adversity and toil, you know, things is not a bad thing in the long run, to hopefully someday look back at this and be like, I did all that, or we did all that. So discouraging at times with the toughness to do things, but all in all, can't complain. I am gonna hop in the shower, and Megan's making dinner. Greta's going crazy, and got all cleaned up already. So it's been a long day. Ready to be done. We'll see you tomorrow. Welcome back to the homestead. More sheetrock, as you know. Show you, got that piece in just a minute ago, and I also did these pieces around this window. There's a little bit of a 1/4 inch gap difference. Didn't get the window perfectly centered, or I don't know, something anyway. So I'm gonna have to find a piece of 1/4 inch sheetrock and just run that there to square that up. Yeah, it looks pretty nice all the way around. So then I get sheetrock hung in here. It's going to flush out to the end of this sheetrock here, and we can do our corners. So that's all I've done today, is just that, and then that piece there. I had to put a 2x2 up underneath there because I just didn't have enough. I feel like I didn't have enough lip to screw to, but that one's up. All we got left is one sheet. I'll come down to here. 2 more sheets on this wall, 2 sheets on that wall, a sheet on the back side of the shower, or that side of the shower, and that one, and then just some small pieces here and there. So I might be needing 1 more sheet. We'll see. See what happens, I guess. So anyway, that's it. I don't think I'm gonna tackle any of the rest of this. The sheetrock that I used everything basically that I have inside for this molds, the green board. I need to get the rest, 7 sheets, hauled into the garage so they can kind of acclimate for a day or two. And this is going to involve a lot more. I got to move all the stuff out of there. Kind of have to clean this bathroom out a little bit before we can hang those two and then all this stuff. So it's just going to be more involved. It's more of a long weekend project as opposed to just a day during the work week. Today, doing a little bit of network stuff, trying to get that all finished up, and pretty much there. So, a couple little adjustments to make with my little box here, but so our Starlink coming out here. I showed you guys some of that stuff before, so some of this will be sort of a covering again, but Starlink internet comes out from the dish outside into this Ethernet adapter and into the router. This comes off the Ethernet adapter into my switch. Switch goes into this PoE, power over Ethernet adapter, for that other cable that I ran outside that goes to the NanoBeam. So both of those are plugged in right there. This one will go, so I can put it in, goes to that other cord that goes downstairs. I think, actually, stay tuned. At some point, my plan is to run maybe a couple of security cameras off of that, and whatever else we want, if anything. So that goes downstairs. So internet in, switch into this PoE injector. This is power over Ethernet, so power and the internet goes out to the NanoBeam, which you saw me sort of rig up temporarily until winter's over. That's kind of the best I can do. But then I was kind of messing with the programming stuff today, trying to get those up and running, and I will show you back over at the cabin what we ended up with. Hello again, just giving you a final update. Well, maybe not totally final, but a little bit of an update for my networking stuff. As you can see, it's a little snowy out. We picked up probably a foot or more in the last week, which is good. We need the moisture. So, show you over here at the cabin, my little pole, pulled that off that had this NanoBeam mounted to it. And originally I had drilled that, which was dumb. So I drilled a hole up here and then found another pipe fitting that I was able to mount the NanoBeam to. Just, it's pretty rock solid on there, which is nice. I tried yanking this thing off, but it's like, and this one too. I might just have to cut them off. These things are like rusted on. So anyway, I got the NanoBeam up, and network is good. Let me just adjust the polarity here. Make it level. Alright. I just kind of jammed some foam scraps in that hole, in this hole. I'll foam them and do a little bit better job at some point. But anyway, so, yeah, got that sort of in its more permanent spot, not in the middle of this wall. Megan wanted it kind of tucked over here. I'll have to do something. I do want to make a drip loop with this remaining, or at least part of this cord, this Ethernet cord, and that's just to keep so moisture travels down and drips off and not into a hole or into the unit. So I'll show you the inside here. There's my hole, and there's the plugged hole right there. So a little cleaner. Keep all the cables up inside here because I think we've probably covered some of that, but we are going to be sheetrocking the underside of this, And then these are set up for, there'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 LED lights. This kind of jankety old fixture will be gone. We'll wire that in, and that'll power all of these lights. So yeah, we were kind of talking too, I guess, while we're out here in the cabin, cover a couple things. Get the lights on here. So it's pretty cold out, 9 degrees. It was like 3 below this morning. We've had this little heater that our neighbors gave us. Thanks, Paul and Mel. Appreciate it. And it runs pretty constantly out here. It's just not a real heavy-duty unit. And then we have this little guy that we run when we're kind of in here. But we were kind of talking about it last night, sort of the game plan for this. But so I'll share a little bit of sort of some of our ideas. So again, sheetrock there. Got to get a couple 12-foot sheets there. Get those lights in. The 12-foot sheets will minimize joints. I only have like one long joint, and then a small one in that corner over there. So sheetrock there. The lights. We're gonna like face the front of this header with like a log, so it'll kind of match. These stairs are going to be rebuilt. We may change the direction to that side, not sure yet, but either way, these are like screwed on, just kind of, they need to go. Gonna do some fixing of stuff right in here. These platforms need some, this needs a 2x6 at least, or maybe a double, just for some strength. And same on this other side, build like a header system for the stairs to actually kind of mount to. So like double 2x6 somehow. Get this opening a little bit more shored up. I need to run joist hanger nails into these joists on the ceiling there. So that's that part. We're gonna put those log railings up. Delete this 2x4 and this kind of jankety system here. We also are planning on doing sheetrock between these big logs. So like where you see the tongue and groove on these sides, we're gonna do sheetrock. I think it'll kind of break it up a little bit nicer. That was Megan's idea, and the more I think about it, I like it. Coupled with that, the roof and insulation in the roof ceiling here is going to need a little work. We got to do a lot of chinking on the inside and outside of the cabin here, just to get these joints nice and sealed up, get these cracks filled, that kind of thing. The floor down in here, before I do any type of flooring, this side's kind of sagging. So I got to do some improvements down there, and I need to insulate the floor. There's no insulation in the floor. We pulled out all the old batting that was like rotted and mice infested. And then yeah, you can see, so there's 2 layers of foam board inside the ceiling. So we're gonna pull all that, and probably, I'm hoping we can maybe just spray foam the ceiling and the floor. We'll see budget and time and that kind of thing. So and then we're gonna do some trim pieces around these windows and the doors. That's the old trim. I'm gonna pull that off, and what we're gonna do is run some like pine 1x5s or 1x6s to kind of frame out, make it a little bit nicer, not just that lumber. And then probably just do those same pine 1xs as trim and stained. Should be nice. And then we were talking about, so out here, this is basically like a little living area. an office right now, but we were talking about moving the office from down in here up into the loft, and then at some point putting like a pull-out couch here, or a couch here, moving this TV to like a wall mount in the corner, putting one of those fireplaces over here in this corner, TV wall mounted, and then a pull-out couch here, and then the office upstairs. So I kind of like that idea. This would give us more like sort of like separate the two spaces instead of having office slash living and then like a sleeping area up there. That's kind of what we're thinking, and I like that idea. Hopefully it would give, with the insulation and a little one of those little electric fireplace units, I think it'd be pretty good in here. And then I think there's one other thing. Oh, I was going to show you the final result of my hunting trip. In addition to the meat, got some horns on the wall. So I picked him up a week or two ago. There's the one from the year before. So that's a 4x whitetail, a little smaller, and this is a mule deer. I'm hoping to turn this into my taxidermy wall. Hopefully an elk and a pronghorn, some more deer at some point. So that's kind of the game plan in here. Just wanted, while I was out here, I figured just talk to you guys about it. Last night we were out here just watching TV and hanging with the pup, and we're thinking it'd be kind of a nice to set it up that way. And then I was going to show you while we're talking about some networking stuff too. This is that access point that is now live. So that cord drops down and plugs into this black cord that's running for the NanoBeam from outside. And this I'm going to run obviously inside the ceiling. Once I replace this, I'll just drill a hole, and I don't know exactly if we'll run it like kind of in the groove there and then drop it down along the frame of the window, and I think that will be kind of our best way to do it. But at least we'll hide as much of it as we can in the ceiling. And yeah, great network speeds out here. Had a little hiccup at the get-go when I first got it all up and running. Changed some frequency stuff, and those NanoBeams are working great. I'm getting the same speeds that I am up at the apartment out here in the cabin. So we can stream on this TV that we have. You can run office stuff, a phone, computers connected, no problem. So pretty awesome. Starlink is working great for us, and adding this this network addition over here at the cabin is awesome. So anyway, that's kind of the status of everything, and sort of an overview of some direction here at the cabin. The last thing for the network really that I need to do is on the sending NanoBeam that's up on the deck. I'm going to permanently mount that. It's just so cold today, I just don't want to get up on a ladder and deal with that, so I probably won't until it gets warmer. But I will have it on a mounted up underneath the deck basically, and I'm going to run the wire for it down underneath the deck as well, just to clean it up a little bit. And then hopefully when the weather breaks, another project is to get that Starlink off of the sort of temporary rig that I've got right now and get it onto something permanent. So those are some small things, but those won't take long probably when I get to them. So I don't even know if I'll update that in any videos, but just an FYI. Folks, if anybody of you guys are out there in kind of more rural areas and struggle with internet speeds and that kind of thing with like DSL or traditional satellite internet, or like 4G. 5G is pretty good. I think our neighbors have 5G. But Starlink has been great. Have had very little issues with it, and now with this extension of our network out here, I mean, it's just that much better. So shout out to that, because it is helping us a lot. So anyway, here's the cabin. I really like just hanging out here. It'll be nice as we just continue to get this place sort of the way we want it for guests and that kind of thing. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share with friends as well if you think this is cool at all. We appreciate the support, and we'll see you soon.